You, my friend, you are learning to fly. So, the song Superheroes by The Script may be significant for you. Um, it kind of just confirmed the channel that's been coming through today for me, where you have been turning your pain into power. You have been putting the work in. You've been showing up. You've been persevering. You've been doing all the things. And you've seen some movement, but you haven't seen the full amount of movement that is yet to come. And I'm being called to share that today there's significant rain. I'm in a place where usually it's winter. I'm in New York. Hello, y'all. Let me know where you're from down below. I'm always interested to see. But I'm from New York, and right now there's like a huge rainstorm happening that's causing like ice and it's melting away the snow. And so that could be significant if you're experiencing rain today. And what this message that came through when I woke up was that there's this clearing happening right now. And what was stuck, what was frozen, is now being cleared to create a path to move forward. So it feels like for the collective I'm talking to today, you may feel like you're kind of in the void of some sort, or you feel like things have kind of like taken a step back, or movement has slowed, or motivation feels lower, like any of these kinds of things. And Spirit is saying that you're in this period where it's called like the void. And when you look at different manifestation coaches and people that talk about manifestation, they talk about the void. And the void period is really about showing up and doing the work, but not overdoing. So it's about continuing to do the things that you enjoy and continue forward, and recognizing that this too will pass, is what I'm hearing. But it's also being able to acknowledge that this is happening because in this next stage that you are stepping into, you cannot take with you this need for like external validation. So leading up to this void period right now, it feels like there's been so much shedding for you, shedding of relationships, shedding of jobs, shedding of different things that just were not bringing you satisfaction or happiness or joy. And there's been this releasing, and it's been pretty consistent for the past 2 to 3 years, is what I just heard. And it's kind of brought you up to this point. And what's happening right now is that there's this period where they're trying to help you to receive your worth and passion internally rather than associated with external results. So they're trying to like shift, right? And when you think about how society is set up that everything is about external results, right? We make money for the work we put in. We get appreciation for that, right? And acknowledgement and recognition, right? Those kinds of things. And what's coming through is that this void period, this time asking you to slow down, this time asking you to focus on what brings you joy and doing it from that space rather than from the external gain, is asking you to kind of shift. It wants you to shift paradigms, because where you're going, you have to be able to disconnect from that external validation piece, because you're going to see both sides of that in pretty big extremes. And if you are unable to detach from that, then it's going to affect how you show up. It's going to affect how hard you're pushing yourself, and it's going to affect your motivation and energy level. So this is kind of like a recalibration, rebalancing time right now that you're experiencing, where you're being asked to still continue to show up, still continue to do the things that you want and move towards your goals, but not to overwork. So, not to overdo in response to this lack of external, and not to see yourself differently. So, it feels, ooh, my heart chakra. It feels very significant in this message that this is really about you being able to detach your worth and your sense of self to other things. Like, it feels like a very big, like, self-love kind of, paradigm switch that's happening here, where you're being asked to love on yourself and see yourself for who you truly are and how powerful you are and how beautiful you are, and like I started in the beginning, the superhero that you are, without needing external validation to inform that for you. So this is asking you to see yourself clearly. And it's funny that I said that because I was called to take my glasses off for this reading, for this channeled message. And I have not done that in a very long time. But what I've been receiving this morning is messaging around needing to see with your third eye to see clearly and not looking at things through these eyes. Letting your third eye lead you forward, letting yourself be heart led, not needing to see things in the 3D, but knowing, knowing that it's coming. It feels like there's a very deep knowing that you're being asked to trust, that only you can know, only you can hold. And I'm being called to say that it feels like in the past you've been somebody who kind of like talked to everybody about like how you should make a decision, and you got everybody's opinion before you made a decision, and like there was a part of you that really struggled to trust yourself like fully, to really like lean into what you knew to be true and let that be enough. And so this is also why in this void period you're experiencing this detachment from external factors playing into your decision and choice, because it feels like this has been like a really long lesson, or a lesson you've been learning for a long time, where you've really had to start to take responsibility for your own life and choices, and like really stop making decisions based on what other people have told you you're supposed to be, or other people have told you that you should do, right? May this be when it comes to career, may this be when it comes to love, may this be when it comes to friends, may this be what hobbies you do, right? I think that this actually went really deep. Like I see really deep roots, like roots going all the way to the center of the earth kind of roots. And so it feels like, you see it clearly, like where the root is, and then you remove the root, and then you come around again in the cycle, and then you hit another root, and you go a little bit deeper, right? And I'm seeing like it's kind of like how we learn lessons. So I talk about this a lot actually, but there's like this spiral way in which we learn lessons, right? So the spiral is really big, and then it gets smaller and smaller and smaller as you get in, right? And it's like never ending. um and I think about this a lot, like when I think about cycles, like when you're moving from cycle to cycle. And so we're coming around the cycle, right? We hit a root, we realize the root is there. It's not what we really want for ourselves. We're unlearning that, we're detaching from that, we're recognizing what we truly are associated with that. And then we're pulling that root out and we're going again. And as soon as we hit the same spot, we hit another root a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. And what this like kind of shows to me is kind of like, I mean, I'm seeing somebody who's pretty deep in the roots at this point in time, like somebody who's like at least I want to say halfway or three-fourths of the way there. And you've already removed so many of these roots. And you're like, oh my gosh, didn't I learn the lesson already? Aren't we freaking there yet? That movie, Are We There Yet? Just like popped into my mind. Um, and so we are very close. That's what I'm being called to say is we are very close. And though the lessons never end, right? So you're moving through this like cycle and moving through this lesson, and you're learning the lesson, you're removing the thing, you're getting the intuition to do that, right? And now you've removed so many of them at this point in time that you're just being asked to like stand strong on your own and trust yourself and your decisions without looking externally for confirmation. That's exactly what this message is. It's asking you to stand strong on your own and to stop looking externally for validation and confirmation. And know that that is only something that you can give yourself. So, what came through when I said that was I personally have been called to stop watching tarot readings like altogether. Um and I think that this is part of like being asked to step away from that, right? So that may be significant for you, where you're kind of being asked to maybe stop doing that as much, or your intuition is asking you to slow down with that or to time that. The other thing I'm being called to say is that there's a way to set up timers on your social media stuff so that you can minimize how much you're using it, or at least get an alarm to go off so that you know how much you're using it, and then you can like check off at that time. There feels like something's being asked to like be in a better balance, like asking you to be more within self trust and more within the present moment, and like validating yourself. So the other thing that's coming through is like mirror work can be really significant and helpful at this time. Talking to yourself in the mirror, pumping yourself up, giving yourself that motivational speech that you need to hear in the morning, right? When you are feeling doubtful, looking at yourself directly in the eye. When you're doing that, there's a connection that happens to a soul connection to yourself. Like, when have you ever heard the saying, like, the eyes are the, oh my gosh, the eyes are the picture to the soul? I don't even know what it is, but there's like ancient societies and other societies who didn't want their picture taken because they felt like you were taking their soul, like because you would take it through the eyes, right? The eyes are the, I don't know what it is. Someone tell me. um, the eyes are the picture to the soul. That's all that's coming through. I don't know, but I'm sure someone will tell me. Um, and so doing the mirror work is one way to kind of like connect what you know to connecting to how you feel and kind of making that connection for yourself. So when you can do that, there's a part of you that will kind of shift in your confidence, and it will shift in your ability to be able to like see yourself from a different lens. So I am hearing that that might be helpful for somebody. Coming back to the message. So you have really turned your pain into power. And this time that you've been asked to do things on your own and make decisions for yourself was to build you into who you need to be for this next chapter of your life, for this next book of your life. This feels like a whole new book. It feels like we are closing the book on 2025 and we are opening the book to 2026. By the way, my readings and channels are timeless. So whenever you see this, this is meant for you. But it does feel significant that there's a closing of one book and then the opening of another, right? And we're like where the book is closed and we are about to open the other book, but we haven't opened it yet, right? So I'm hearing be really easy on yourself throughout this time. You're learning how to fly. You're learning how to do this without coming from a survival space. You're learning how to do this without pushing yourself too hard. You're learning how to do this and get comfortable doing this in a way that I feel like is very new for you. And so be gentle with yourself. It's kind of like when you're in kindergarten, right? And you're doing something new. And so talk to yourself in that way. Talk to yourself like you're a kindergartner that's doing something brand new, because you are. This is a brand new way of moving for you. This is a brand new way of trusting for you. This is a brand new way of depending upon yourself and only yourself. And so talk to yourself like you are a 4 or 5 year. I think that's how old you are when you're in kindergarten. You're 4 or 5 years old. Talk to yourself like you are 4 or 5 years old. Give yourself the kindness, appreciation, and love that you need to successfully continue to move forward in this space. When we are hard on ourselves, we only extend this period of time. When we are hard on ourselves, we only kill our motivation more, right? And so you're being asked to trust and to hold and to be okay with being still and just know that things are coming. Just know that it's on its way to you. Just know that it can't miss you. What is meant for you can never miss you. And you know what is meant for you. You're just learning how to fly. So be gentle and kind with yourself as you learn and as you flow forward. Someone may have lost power. I did just get a text about that, so that may be significant for you. Or you may lose power as a sign that this message is for you. It's very interesting that came through. Um, but I'm going to leave the message there. You're very powerful. You've done a lot of work. Don't give up yet. Don't give up here. If this resonates for you, I want you to write in the comments, I am powerful and I am limitless, because you are. Start telling yourself that, because that's the truth. If you do feel called to want to work with me, or you'd like a private reading, or you'd like coaching or anything like that, you can take a look at my bio and link for my offerings that I have, the services I offer. I also have some really cool prompt journals in there that can help you do some deeper reflection if you're into that kind of thing. I got some online courses. Take a peek if you're interested. But I love you so much. Take care of yourselves and be gentle and kind.